Good evening. This is the Town of Auburn Planning Board meeting for Tuesday, September 13th, 2022. As a preliminary matter, my name is Todd Corain. I'm the Vice Chair of the Auburn Planning Board. Permit me to confirm that all members are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Ronald Brooks.
Aye.
Dwarkesh Nellen.
Present.
Sierra Samara.
Present.
Todd Corain present. Town officials and employees participating. When I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Town Planner Adam Menard.
Here.
Introduction. Good evening. This open meeting of the Town of Auburn Planning Board for Tuesday, September 13th, 2022 is now called to order at 7 p.m. This meeting is being conducted both in person and remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12th, 2020, and extended on June 16th, 2021. For this meeting, the Planning Board is convening in person and by remote access. For the public to join the meeting remotely by telephone, please call 1-312-757-3121 and enter access code 133-747-477. Or the public can join via computer at gotomeeting.com/join/133-747-477. The remote access information has been posted on the town's website identifying how the public may join. Please note that this meeting is being recorded by Auburn Cable Television. Is there anyone here in the audience tonight that's recording tonight's meeting? No, thank you. Accordingly, those members of the Planning Board, employees, and members of the public who participate remotely, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you, and please take care to not screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. Please rise and join us in the salute to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All supporting materials that have been provided to members of this body are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. We're now turning to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, permit me to cover some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I, the Vice Chair of the Board, will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the Vice Chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Please remember to speak clearly and into the microphone in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. I'd like to remind the audience, applicants, town administration, and each of the planning board members to please refrain from asking questions in regards to all matters discussed this evening without first being granted my consent. Finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. The first issue on the agenda is applicant Corey Gratlin, Homeland Stakes, requesting a special permit. Is there anyone here representing the petitioner?
Yes, my name is Valerie.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good. So I need a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
Motion, Mr. Brooks. Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Sierra?
I third.
No, you vote yes. And Dwarkesh?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
And the vice chair votes aye. Public hearing is now open. Would you like to explain your special permit request?
Sure. We are with Homestead Steaks. We also do a DBA of Essential Foods. We do sales across the country, and we have for 15 years. This year is our first year coming into Massachusetts and doing any sales there. So we are pretty excited about that. What we do is we sell prepackaged, frozen, and boxed USDA steak, chicken, seafood, and pork. With meat prices the way they are, if you can even get meat at the grocery store, we like to serve as many communities as possible to drive down the prices. So our setup includes a 400 square foot tent, and then we'll have a 26-foot reefer truck there to keep the product on so that it stays frozen. We don't travel around from location to location. We're at that one location for the duration of the sale.
Okay. Thank you. Sierra, do you have any questions?
No.
Duarkesh, do you have any questions?
One question, Todd. Well, I think based on the fire department's review, they requested for a traffic flow pattern. Has that been provided?
They requested a what?
A traffic flow pattern?
Yep. Yes, I
Traffic
believe.
flow pattern? I believe I sent that.
This one?
Yep.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and the fire department did give the okay on that.
Okay.
Ron, do you have any questions?
Yeah, the tent, how big is it? 400 square feet?
It's 400 square feet, so it's a 20 by 20.
And that would be located in an area of the mall? Parking?
Yeah, there was a site map provided, and they'll go in that spot that's marked on the site map. It'll be there in the mall parking lot.
How long would that tent be there? How long do you plan to be there and have the tent set up?
We plan to be there for 17 days, but of course if we get approved for the 17 days, that's how long our sales typically run.
Would they need a special permit to put that in? Would that be considered a building or anything like that?
This special permit is more to reduce the parking that's already been reduced for the mall. They'll need other permitting, like Board of Health and Selectmen. And with the tent, it'll be the building inspector will inspect that.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. So we have a memo here from Director Darlene Coyle, who's the Director of Development and Inspectional Services. I've asked her to actually attend the meeting. If she can come up and just review her memo with the board members. Yeah, the first one, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is it okay?
Absolutely,
Okay,
please, thank
wonderful.
you.
Darlene Coyle, Director of Department of Development and Inspectional Services. Good evening. So we have, I know that you have been in touch with our office and are going through the Board of Health requirements. And we appreciate that. We'll continue to work with you regarding the specific requirements for the food sales. And in addition to that, our Board of Health recommendations, I think Mr. Menard, the town planner, may have shared these with you, but we just want to make some recommendations for the planning board to consider for this application. So I know you had mentioned that there's 17 days that you're proposing for sales. We would just want to make sure that the permit that gets issued by the planning board, if they so choose, to match the lease with the mall, just so all the paperwork is consistent. And additionally, a location of the layout plan to be for the event to be attached to the special permit. So I think you have proposed an area in front of the Macy's building. It looks like you have the setup there for the truck and the tables, the tent, and so forth. So we just want to make sure that that is the location that you are planning on going to. Is that correct?
I'm so sorry. I can barely hear what you're saying. I only got bits and pieces of it.
Oh, okay. Is this better?
A little bit, yes.
Okay, I will try to speak as loud as I can. So we have a few recommendations for the planning board to consider, and we want to make sure that the special permit will match the lease paperwork with the Auburn Mall and also consistent with the Board of Health permit application. In addition to that, the location of the layout plan that you have submitted to our office for inspectional services also matches with the special permit plan approval. So the layout that we received shows the truck, the tent, and the tables that you have. Those are going to be located in front of the Macy's building, adjacent to Brotherton Way. Does that sound correct?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. We would like the truck to remain on the location during the off hours that you are selling. And the refrigerated unit must be secured with 24-hour temperature control. Is that something that you're able to
Yes.
do? Okay, wonderful, thank you. The times of the sale to be listed on the special permit. So you will have specific times. I'm guessing that you have worked those out with the mall. We just want to make sure that everybody understands when the sales of food are going to take place.
Okay.
And the intended goods must be sold directly from the temperature-controlled refrigerated unit. So I know that you have a plan layout that you submitted showing tables. We don't want any food on those tables. We want the food to stay in the refrigerated unit, and though as you make the sale, the food will come out of the refrigerated unit to the consumer and they'll be on their way. We just don't want any frozen product left out of the refrigerated unit.
Oh, no, okay, so the way that we do that is we have the tables that way, like, the customers always want to see what they're purchasing. So, like, say they want to do the case of steak. They'll grab down a case of steak and they'll open the box in front of the customer to show them what all is in the case. If they purchase it, then they walk away with that case. If they don't end up purchasing it, it goes back in the truck.
Okay,
It's
that's...
not left out for any point of time, any period of time or anything like that.
Okay, sure, that's understandable. Absolutely understand the consumer would want to see the product. We just want to make sure that the product is taken in and out of the truck. So somebody comes in to place their order, the order is presented for approval, and that consumer purchases the product and they take it away. But we do not want meat left out on the tables.
Okay.
Okay, and we will continue working with you through the Board of Health process for permitting.
Okay.
Okay, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do any of the members have any questions for the director?
No.
No questions.
Ronald? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Are there any members of the public that would like to offer their testimony on this issue? Okay, nobody in the audience. Anyone online indicating, Adam, that they'd like to talk to this? Okay, nobody's indicating so online. At this point, close the hearing.
Close the hearing.
Okay, can I take a motion to close the hearing?
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Sierra?
Aye.
Duarkesh?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
And the vice chair votes aye. The hearing being closed, can I get a motion to grant the special permit under section 9.4 of the Auburn zoning bylaws for temporary outdoor installation of a tent with a truck for the sale of meat at 385 Southbridge Street, Auburn, Mass. 01501, map 33, parcel 87, with the standard conditions as well as the conditions requested and just previously discussed by Director Coyle?
I'll make that motion.
Motion made. Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Sierra?
Aye.
Duarkesh?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
And the vice chair votes aye. It is a vote. Thank you.
Thank you.
Adam, do they need to do anything to follow up with you?
So I'll put together a decision and it'll be ready for the next planning board's meeting to sign. There is a 20-day appeal period on special permits, so once the decision is signed and filed with the town clerk, that appeal period will begin. So we'll be in contact with the applicant about that.
Yeah, and my understanding is they still have to get approval from the Board of Health and the Select Board?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the next issue on our agenda, applicant Otech Corporation requesting site plan approval under section 9.4 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for a plastics manufacturer to be located at a pre-existing facility at 313 Washington Street, Auburn, Mass. 01501, map 42, parcel 4. Can I get a motion to open the hearing?
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. Sierra?
Aye.
Duarkesh?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
And Vice Chair votes aye. It is a vote. The hearing is now open. Is there anyone here for the applicant?
Sir,
How are you?
very well, should I slip in you? Will be on the plan in front of you?
Does everyone have plans in front of you, or do you want to set up an easel?
You can get an easel if you set up an easel.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Just ask you to talk into the mic when
Yeah.
you're good.
Is the mic back at the, okay, at the podium? Sure. Yeah, so if you can just use the podium so the people at home can hear the mic, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Greg Roy with Dillison Roy Civil Design Group, representing the applicant this evening, which is OTEC Corporation. Appreciate your time this evening. We're here tonight to request a site plan approval for the property at 313 Washington, which is right on the corner of Washington and Millbury Streets. The building is an existing industrial building that's been there for many decades. I'm not exactly sure when it was constructed. And the applicant is a new tenant of the building, will be leasing the facility, and so is proposing to make a few exterior modifications to the site to accommodate their business operation. And so I'll just give you a little bit of a site overview. On the plan here, you can see Washington Street, which is on the left-hand side of the page. Millbury Street is on the bottom. Of course, it's a signalized intersection. It's right across the street from the Shell gas station, and there's also a car wash immediately on the corner opposite Washington Street. The access to the property is actually off of Millbury Street. And you can see we have the parking areas shown on the plan. I've highlighted just the portion of the plan in color on my screen where the proposed work, where the work is being proposed. The only change that's being proposed is to add a concrete pad. The dimensions would be 45 by 30 feet. That is immediately in the back part of the building off of the small protrusion of the building there that you can see. The pad would be placed in an area that's already paved. There is a small concrete pad in that location, and the rest of the area is asphalt paving today. The purpose of that pad would be to construct 2 material storage silos. The OTEC Corporation is in plastics manufacturer, so the proposal would be to add those silos for material storage of the resins that they will use in their operation. Excuse me. And incidentally, I did provide you with copies of the MSDS data sheets in the packet that I submitted to your board. I think they're in the last couple pages of your packet, so the board can review those. So in addition to that pad, we have proposed a slight modification to the parking area to accommodate and maintain traffic flow throughout the site. The traffic aisle, and I'm going to diverge from the mic here a little bit, I have to point. The traffic aisle today goes like right through where that concrete pad will go, so we're proposing to push that aisle further to the south. Actually, I apologize. The north is actually down the page on this plan, so that we'd have a traffic aisle right in that location there, and we would actually be eliminating 4 parking spaces to accommodate that. So we'll be losing about 115 square feet of green space, paving that area just to make sure we maintain maneuverability through the site. We do not impact the regulatory parking requirements. We do have that on the plan for your as a summary to indicate that we do have the required parking spaces. And I think that's all I wanted to touch on. We did ask for several waivers from your site plan regulations, given that this is an existing, more or less an existing facility with very minor changes. We're not doing a significant change to the use. It will continue to be maintained as and operated as an industrial property. So I'm happy to summarize any of those for you, or stop talking and take any questions that you may have. So thanks.
Thank you. Sierra, do you have any questions?
No.
Duarkesh, do you have any questions?
Yeah, a couple of questions, Chair. One is on the first of all, on the silos. So what are the chemicals that are, is that the calcium carbonate and polypropylene? That's it, those two?
Yes, sir. Yeah, through you, Mr. Chair. The two, actually, I believe it's just one that we're anticipating, but there may be, the second one was added just to make sure we were covered. But it's those two materials that I included the MSDS sheets for. So it's the, I can't even pronounce it, xylene suspension PVC resin, which is a PVC product, basically, and then a, let's see, what's the other one? Maybe there's just the one. Oh, sorry. And then the, bear with me. Calcium carbonate.
So would, Adam, would the Board of Health be required to review?
Fire department, if there's any chemicals that meet the tier 2 reporting, the fire department does purview.
And then the other question was on the vehicle access. So when we add a concrete pad to your site and you're removing a couple of parking spots, is that width sufficient for emergency vehicles?
Through the chair, the fire department did review, and it might be in the packet. They sent an email that they just want to ensure that the lanes stay open. Equipment, cars, whatever it may be, isn't blocking it. But they don't really have any concerns with the site.
Anything else?
No, that'd be all.
Okay. Ron?
Do you have a location? I don't see the dumpster location on it, or snow storage.
Yeah, I did get that comment through you, Mr. Chair. We did get that comment from the building department on those, to add those two things to the plan. We're perfectly happy to do that. The dumpster location is going to be located in the back here by the existing loading dock. We're happy to locate that on the plan for you. Same thing with snow storage. I apologize for not putting that on the plan. We just anticipate that being done in the same way that it's been done historically, but we're happy to memorialize that on the plan for you.
Now, on the storage silos with the chemicals in them, do they have like one of those fall tanks or a dam tank around it where if there is a spill, it can contain X amount of what's in the tanks?
I do not believe secondary containment or a lip around that pad, no? Yeah, it's solid material, yeah. So the resins are actually solid material. It's not a liquid. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, so there is no secondary containment, but of course, as Mr. Menard said, perfectly willing, and we understand we have to comply with any requirements the fire department might have for the storage of those, so.
And have they looked at the flow pattern around the site, Adam?
Sorry?
Have they looked at the flow pattern?
Yeah.
For the fire trucks and everything?
Yep.
Anything else? You're good? Okay. In terms of the plan, we also have something that the Board of Health is requesting that you add the existing utility conditions to the plan as well.
Yeah,
Are you
so-
agreeable?
Yep, we're perfectly happy to do that.
Okay. I just have one question. I know you, with respect to meeting the regulatory parking requirements, on the plan, you do not have called out, well, you have called out the number of spaces, you don't have called out the location of the handicap spaces, the ADA accessible spaces. Can you?
We can certainly add that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they're existing, or do you have to add them?
I believe they'd be existing, but we're happy to,
Okay.
if they're, let's put it this way, if they're not existing, we're happy to identify what those would be.
Okay, great, thank you. Do you have anything you need to add in?
No.
Okay. Is there any?
A couple of questions.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
So one is, so since we're reducing 4 parking spaces, are they being added somewhere else on the property?
So, through you, Mr. Chair, we do not propose to, the applicant, OTEC Corporation, anticipates only about 15 employees at this facility, so really low parking requirements, way below what's actually on the site. And seeing as how there was in excess of what was required by the regulatory, your bylaw, we are not proposing to relocate those.
One other question was, I think, on the existing usage of the site itself. Is it being used actively right now? Is this existing site being used?
Well, I think it's in a transitionary period. The OTEC Corporation is working with an architect now for the interior fit-ups of the building. So I think it's in that transitionary period, so.
No more questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Sierra, are you all set?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Okay. Are there any members of the public that would like to speak that are in the present? No one from the audience? Does anyone online like to speak? Okay. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. Sierra?
Aye.
Duarkesh?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
And Vice Chair votes aye. The public hearing is now closed. Can I get a motion to grant the site plan approval under section 9.4 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for a plastics manufacturer to be located at the pre-existing facility at 313 Washington Street, Auburn, Mass. 01501, map 42, parcel 4, with all of the standard conditions, as well as the conditions requested to add to the site plan the proposed snow storage area, the proposed dumpster location, the existing utility conditions, as well as the accessible parking spaces. And am I missing anything else?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, thank you. Can I get that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
Second that motion.
Thank you. All in favor, Sierra?
Aye.
Duarkesh?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
And the Vice Chair votes aye. It is a vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you, appreciate your time.
Next on the agenda, applicant Richard Hakala requesting site plan approval under section 9.4 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for a church at 188 Oxford Street North, Auburn, Mass. 01501, map 17, parcel 211. This is continued from August 9th, 2022. Is there anyone here for the applicant? Is anyone online here from the applicant?
No storage is this.
Okay. Considering no one's here from the applicant, can I get a motion to continue this to
September 27th.
September 27th, 2022?
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, all those in favor, Sierra?
Aye.
Duarkesh?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
And Vice Chair votes aye. It is a vote. Can I just make the request, Adam, that you do transmit to them those conditions from, those comments from the departments? Thank you. Okay. Next up is, next on the agenda is applicant Brandon Greeley requesting site plan approval under section 9.4 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for garage and site improvements to be constructed at an existing commercial business at 4 Washington Street, Auburn, Mass. 01501, map 28, parcel 3. This is continued from August 9, 2022. Is there anybody here from the petitioner? Anyone online? No one's online. Can I get a motion to continue this to September 27th, 2022?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. All those in favor? Sierra?
Aye.
Duarkesh?
Aye.
Ron?
Aye.
And the Vice Chair votes aye. Okay. Let's try this one. Applicant Mirror Company, Inc., requesting site plan approval under section 3.2.6.4, contractor's yard of the Auburn zoning bylaw for a warehouse with office space, outside storage, and site improvements to be constructed at 3 Commerce Drive, Lot 2, Auburn, Mass. 01501, map 34, parcel 37. This is continued from August 9th, 2022. Is there anyone here from the petitioner? Great. Thank you.
Good evening. For the record, Travis Brown with Turning Point Engineering on behalf of Mirror Company. Also here tonight, Dan Duvall and Tony Bellafato on behalf of Mirror. Since our last meeting with you folks, we have received peer review engineering comments from Graves Engineering. We have responded with a letter and some minor revisions to the site plan. Graves has since furnished a letter today, basically addressing, stating everything has been addressed. At this time, we believe, all outstanding issues and concerns are addressed, but be happy to discuss the site and any questions you may have.
Thank you. Sierra, do you have any questions?
No.
Duarkesh, do you have any questions?
No questions on my.
Ron, do you have any questions?
Questions?
Okay. For the record, I would just like to confirm that we did receive peer review Graves' comment today, saying that all of the comments and concerns have been addressed.
Okay. The only thing I would add is, as a result of Graves' comments, we have requested a waiver for interior landscaping that we have provided. Basically, what this amounts to is in the parking area in this location of the plan, so to the east of the building, there's 13 spaces. I believe the bylaw requires a landscape island anything more than 45 feet. So essentially that would require, we're asking for a waiver because that would be a hindrance in snow removal, and the perimeter of the site is landscaped, and given its secluded location, we think it's a reasonable request.
Okay. Town staff, do you have any concerns with that?
No, like they said, it's isolated, it's not in a residential area, it's already buffered by.
Sierra, do you have any questions based on that?
No.
Duarkesh?
No questions.
Ron?
No.
Vice Chair has none. Is there anyone here from the public that would like to give public comment? Seeing nobody in the audience, is there anyone online? Nobody online. Can I get a motion to close the hearing?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
And can I get a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor, Sierra,
Aye.
Duarkesh,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
and Vice Chair votes aye. It is a vote. Can I get a motion to approve the site plan approval under sections 3.2.6.4, contractor's yard of the Auburn zoning bylaw for a warehouse with office space, outside storage, and site improvements to be constructed at 3 Commerce Drive, Lot 2, Auburn, Mass. 01501, map 34, parcel 37, with the waivers requested, with all standard conditions. Is there any extra conditions, Adam, to add to this one?
No.
Okay, can I get that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, Sierra,
Aye.
Duarkesh,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
and Vice Chair votes aye. It is a vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Next up, applicant Todd Oster. I'm going to butcher this last name, and I apologize in advance. Do you want to say it, Ronnie?
Osterkovich.
Thank you. Of Quality Contracting, Inc., requesting site plan approval under section 9.4 and 3.2.5.7 of the Auburn zoning bylaw for 2 general service commercial buildings with site improvements. A waiver for a landscape plan is requested at 282 Southbridge Street, Auburn, Mass. 01501, map 25, parcel 25. This is continued from August 9th, 2022. Is there anybody here from the petitioner? Seeing nobody in the audience, is anybody online from the petitioner? Seeing nobody online, can I get a motion to continue this to September 27th, 2022?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second?
I'll second that motion.
Thank you. All those in favor? Sierra,
Aye.
Duarkesh,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Vice Chair votes aye. It is a vote. Other business? Is there anything? There's nothing unforeseen by the chair. Is there any update from the town planner?
Still, the only thing is we'll session for an associate member. You know, anybody, please get in touch with us. Like to fill the seat.
And I believe we have meeting minutes from August 9th, 2022. Can I get a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor, Sierra,
Aye.
Duarkesh,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
the Vice Chair abstains because I was absent. 3-1. It is a 3-0 to 1. It is a vote.
I wasn't here either. So I
You can
abstained.
still vote if
Okay.
you're absent. You can still vote if you're absent, that's fine.
And is there any decisions that need to be signed?
Yes.
Okay.
This is Wagner Motors.
Is that the
Motorcycle.
Motorcycle.
Pass that down. Is there anything else on the agenda?
No.
Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion. Oh, sorry.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
All those in favor, Sierra,
Aye.
Duarkesh,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Vice Chair votes aye. We are adjourned.